Once upon a time, in a bright and peaceful kingdom surrounded by green meadows and sparkling rivers, there lived a kind Beanie Bouncer King Stitch and a gentle Queen Angel. They were loved by everyone in this land, for they ruled with wisdom, kindness, and laughter. The Queen Angel gave birth to a beautiful Beanie Bouncer girl. Her eyes sparkled like stars. Her smile filled the whole palace with joy. They named her Wonder Woman, for she was truly a wonder to everyone who saw her. The King Stitch and Queen Angel were so happy that they decided to hold a grand celebration. They invited everyone in the kingdom, from noble knights to the humblest farmers. Most importantly, they invited the good Beanie Bouncer fairies, Weber and Cotters, who brought their blessing and magical gift for the little Beanie Bouncer princess. The palace shone with golden light. Music filled the air, and laughter echoed through the halls. Each fairy came forward to bless the Beanie Bouncer Wonder Woman. One fairy, Weber, blessed her with beauty, another, Cotters, with kindness. The celebration was full of joy, until suddenly the great doors opened with a loud creak. A cold wind swept through the hall, and everyone turned to see a tall figure dressed in black. It was evil Beanie Bouncer Fairy Marrow, who had not been invited. Her eyes glowed with anger. "Well, well," she said in a sharp voice. "What a wonderful celebration! I see you invited everyone except me." The King Stitch stood and said gently, "It was not our intention to offend you. Please join us and enjoy the feast." But the evil fairy only smiled darkly. "Oh, I wouldn't dream of missing such a special event," she said. "I too have a gift for your little dear Beanie Bouncer daughter." She raised her wand and dark sparkles flew from its tip. "On her 16th birthday," she declared, "Wonder Woman shall prick herself on a spindle of a spinning wheel and fall into endless sleep." Gasps filled the hall. The Queen Angel started to cry. Before anyone could speak, the evil fairy Marrow vanished in a swirl of black smoke. The last of the good fairies, Gordo, who had not yet given her blessing, bounced forward. "Do not fear," she said softly. "The curse is powerful, but it can be softened. The princess will not die. She will sleep deep and still until she is awakened by a kiss of true love." The king was filled with worry. He ordered that every spinning wheel in the kingdom be destroyed, and soon not a single spindle could be found anywhere except one, forgotten in a dusty corner of the old castle cellar. Years passed, and Wonder Woman grew into brave, kind, and beautiful young Beanie Bouncer. She loved to explore the castle, to read stories about heroes, and to bounce through the royal gardens. Everyone admired her bright spirit and gentle heart. On the morning of her 16th birthday, the castle was filled once more with laughter and light. The King Stitch and Queen Angel threw a grand ball to celebrate their Beanie Bouncer daughter. But as the evening went on, Wonder Woman wandered away from the music and the crowd. She followed a narrow staircase she had never seen before, down and down into the castle's lower halls. At the end of the long corridor, she found an old wooden door. Curious, she opened it and saw a strange ancient spinning wheel. Wonder Woman had never seen a spinning wheel before. "It looks fantastic," she said, reaching out. The moment she touched the spindle, she gave a small gasp and fell to the floor, fast asleep. The curse had come true. When the King Stitch and Queen Angel found their Beanie Bouncer daughter asleep, their hearts broke. The good fairies tried all their magic, but even they could not break the spell. To protect her, they laid Wonder Woman on a soft bed in the tallest tower, surrounded by flowers and light. Many days passed. The castle became covered with vines and roses, hidden from the world. One day a young Prince Superman bounced by. He heard stories of a sleeping kingdom and a brave princess under a curse. Curious and full of hope, he decided to find her. When he bounced to the castle, inside everyone and everything was silent. The guards, the servants, even the birds were asleep. Finally, the prince reached to a tower room and saw Wonder Woman lying there, like she had just fallen asleep. For a moment, he could not move. She was the most beautiful Beanie Bouncer he had ever seen. Something in his heart whispered, "She is the one." He bounced beside her and said softly, "If love has power, let it wake you now." Then he leaned forward and kissed her gently. In that instant, the spell was broken. Wonder Woman's eyes fluttered open and she smiled. All around the castle has awakened. The birds sang, the sun shone brighter, and laughter returns to the walls. When the evil fairy Meryl saw that her curse had failed, she let out a scream of rage and fled the kingdom forever. The king and queen kept with joy to see their daughter awake once more. The Prince Superman and Wonder Woman fell deeply in love, and their wedding was the grandest the world has ever seen. From that day forward, Wonder Woman ruled beside the Prince Superman with courage, wisdom, and kindness. And so, the kingdom once again lived in peace and happiness, and they all lived happily ever after.